So hi Rex, great to be chatting with you today. And
Thank you, Sarah.
so I have to say there's a lot of curiosity around this program that we're putting together, the harmonics of menopause. It's not a way that people hear, things. Start again. Uh, sorry. So, yeah, okay, just stop. So, Rex, it's lovely to have this opportunity to have a chat with you today.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
Yes, there's been a lot of curiosity about these upcoming programs, and there's one actually coming up this Thursday, the harmonics of menopause. Yeah, so that's an interesting title in itself. Could you say something about that?
Certainly, thanks for this opportunity, Sarah. For many women in the West, especially their busy lives, the menopause conversation that starts occurring for them oftentimes can create a panic, a stress, and a lot of drama. And in the program, I want to share that there is another way whereby the word, in a way, is suggesting already that something needs to change. It's menopause. So the pause aspect is very important as regards creating new adjustments, creating new ways of dealing with life, and like what happens in your life with time after your to-do list. So these areas would be explored and sharings would occur, and an engagement in that dialogue is very present with the harmonics of menopause.
Yeah. It sounds very interesting, Rex, but there's a couple of things I'd love to follow up with you on. I mean, one, which we really need to explain, because whenever I say, oh, this program is happening and who's presenting, and they discover that it's actually a man, this can cause quite a few ripples. They want to know, what do you have to do with menopause, and why should you have anything to say about it at all?
Part of the reason, if I can use that word about speaking about it, there are different aspects to it. One aspect is that I've been in this field for almost 5 decades in the holistic health field with shiatsu and also teaching nine-star key and bodywork sotai. And for sure, at least 70, more than likely 80% of my students and clients have always been women. So I've been engaged with this conversation over that whole period. Yeah. What I didn't realize until about 2 decades ago was the very potent influence that my grandmother has had on my life with my teachings and my skill as somebody working in the world of healing, because she was a traditional healer and she had 13 children. And many times when the doctors could do nothing and they gave up on a child, she would say, leave it with me. And some of that, as my mother said, was not written anywhere, and there was some of that. So some of that influence is very present in what I'm doing with another listening that carries aspects of from an indigenous culture, which some of this, it's another story. But so yes, so blame it on my grandmother. That
yeah, I like
I am, speaking and offering advice and suggestions, and also on a learning curve with it, because I have a deep listening to the experiences that women have gone through during the different transitions in their life, be it first time they're having their monthly cycle, be it the first time with sexual intimacy, etc., the baby. So all of these transitions, I'm very receptive to, and I always learn many things. So I'm here to learn from dialogues that at times women never speak about and that are not on Google.
Aha, aha. I like the mysterious way that this is being presented, Rex. It's something about grandmothers. It's something about something that's not on Google. So, we're all saying, and what else is possible? What else is going to happen? So just for our conversation today, and perhaps we can have a few other conversations leading up to the time on the specifics about what will be in the three-part offering that we're doing. What would be fantastic, I think, for the listeners to know is what will be the style, because you're hinting at that already, that it's going to be different. I'm getting, because of who you are, it's not going to be such a fix-it strategy. There's going to be some element of listening in the program. But could you tell us a little bit more about the way of, is it going to be experiential? Are people going to go, what are people going to go away with after each aspect of this?
Okay, so in that first session or that first event that we are having, which is on Thursday coming on the 21st of September, it is really about, in a sense, about space, the thyroid gland as regards that influence in the whole menopause conversation, and also something that is not often spoken about, which is about proprioceptors. Those are the joints, because what I observed in my work over the decades with women, coming for treatments or sessions with me, and I remember very vividly how the woman, like she was a regular client or a regular student of mine who would have sessions maybe like once a month or whatever. And everything was kind of fine. And the time when she walks in, I knew something was different because the movement was not in such a smooth flow. And that was always a hint to me that the joints were involved in that premenopausal period as regards a shift in the hormonal system, but also a shift as regards their relationship with space.
Right.
Proprioceptors are the joints, are in the joints, your knee joints, your elbows, your wrists, etc. And they're really about how you respond to space. They give you that kind of feedback with your nervous system. So I saw this as a dominant aspect in the premenopausal conversation. And in my view, I have not seen any research. By the way, I'm not so much research given because my grandmother never knew anything about research. So, but my sense is that there's a link with proprioceptions and the thyroid gland and the hormones. We will be exploring this. We will be exploring this as regards hearing experiences. I would share some experiences that I've observed with some women, etc., etc. But so it's in that paradigm of exploration and also discovering and also listening and telling stories too.
Okay. And in the program, because it's brilliant if people need to come for all three, isn't it? It's not just like a one-off. So if they come for the whole, cycle of the events, the three events, yeah. Is it that in that first event they'll be learning maybe different movements that they can explore during that time? Will they be able to practice in between the sessions? Is that what you're proposing?
Most certainly, Sarah. This is very much what we're doing is really engaging participants in the dialogue on a daily basis. We want to suggest that there are certain things with meditation or certain things with movements, certain things with mama points that they can do. So it is not, if someone is really looking to just get information, this is not really the program for a woman just wanting information. But the engaging in the menopause process, or the whole aspect of, if even they're not in the menopause process, but as regards coming home to themselves and feeling more comfortable
Mm-hmm.
as they relate with space, as they relate with their bodies, even if, they're in their 20s or their 30s, whatever, none of those signs are showing up. There's still a lot in the program
Mm-hmm.
as regards things that they can do to feel more at ease with who they are and celebrate, the feminine principle of their lives.
So it's as much about the harmonics of womanhood as it is
Exactly.
harmonics.
That's why the name harmonics is present.
Yeah, exactly.
We finally uncoded the mystery.
Exactly. Well, look, Rex, that is wonderful, and thank you. And I look forward to coming back with you, and we can perhaps talk a little bit more in depth about the three offerings, so people can have a feeling of what will be offered in each one.
That would be wonderful, Sarah. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much.